Hey, Morrison, Tap Out and Talk Tuesdays.
What's going on, everyone, from Tap Out MMA Talk? My name is Dave Podolsky, and I'm joined with Cade Berardelli, set to return on December 6th when he takes on Ulysses Moore at Art of War Cagefighting 40. Cade, thank you so much for taking the time.
What's going on, man? I appreciate you having me on.
Pleasure as always. And Cade, let me start with this. It's been a little bit of a longer layoff for you. Talk to me about what that's been like and how's everything been going in training?
Yeah, so it was a pretty long layoff. I'm like 3 years into this now, and I've just been fighting pretty active. But yeah, it's a pretty long layoff. I was dealing with some injury, but it's better now, man. The layoff was hard. It's tough going from I was just grinding all the time, 24/7, just taking fights, training, taking fights, doing it as much as I can, grappling, and then I almost took it for granted. Well, I did take it for granted because I don't realize how much I appreciate something until it's gone. You know what I mean? That's human nature. And when I got injured and I realized that my life of how it was the past 2 years, 2.5 years was gonna change. It sucked, and yeah, for a while, bro, it sucked. I didn't really have a purpose. Like it's tough to have a purpose when I'm just going from fight to fight. I'm always preparing for something, but when I didn't have that, it sucked. But it left a lot of room for me to grow. It left a lot of room for me to figure things out and to grow.
Yeah. And before we get into the fight itself, you talk about that long layoff. What kind of things were you able to find while you were recovering from injuries?
Like things to do.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was fishing a lot, but honestly, just working. Yeah, like luckily enough that when I do this, I can kind of escape the 9 to 5 life, the working life, the average working man's life, and yeah, when I didn't have it, I had to work. I had no source of income. Wasn't able to get sponsors or sell tickets because I had a fight coming up. So yeah, I started to work, and honestly if anything, that just reassured me as why I want to be a fighter, a successful professional fighter. Wherever that may be, I just want to be a successful professional fighter because I want to try to push off living like the average life as long as I can.
Yeah. And kind of shifting back into the cage, it has been somewhat of a long layoff. What sort of improvements has Cade Berardelli made since your last fight?
Um, I think that I think that the time away from the gym that I spent, which was a few months where I couldn't really do much, but I think that time off, just giving my body time to heal as well as a lot of time alone spent by myself, spent with God to reflect on why I'm really doing this and what I'm doing this for. I think I was able to jump levels when I came back, almost as if I was training really hard and working on specific skills. I was still watching a lot of fights. I was still studying skills. I was kind of figuring out who I am myself, and I think that everything is different now. I think that when I come to this fight, it's going to be something completely different, and I'm really excited to show that. I've been coming back to training, and I just felt this different. I don't. Maybe I'm getting older. I don't know what it is, but I feel different when I'm in there. Everything feels different. My striking feels different. My approach, my mental, kind of got like a chip on my shoulder, which I'm just fighting like I need to make it to create the life that I want.
I'm assuming by the shirt and all that, the life you want down the road, still an amateur, but that's a UFC
Yeah,
contract.
yeah. Shout out. I'm grateful. Shout out my team and all the guys there in the UFC. This is probably a hand me down from Jonathan, my coach. But yeah, I'm grateful for my team because I get a lot of UFC hand me downs and it's cool to wear it.
Mhm.
But I like to train in it. It just keeps you a reminder of where I want to be. And yeah, that's definitely my goal. And yeah, being in the UFC for sure. But on top of being in the UFC is setting up a life that I know I'm still an amateur, bro, and like I'm talking real down the line, but I want to set up a life for myself where I can, when I'm done, when it's all said and done, I can be cool and I can be good to, do things I enjoy and not have to, go to work and start up a new career.
Yeah, and you talk about those UFC hand-me-downs. Let me ask this: one of your teammates, big fight coming up, Sean Brady, fights this weekend against Michael Morales. I feel like I know who you're gonna pick, but give me your breakdown of that fight and your prediction for it.
Yeah, and don't forget Pat Sabatini's fighting too.
Yeah,
He's fighting this weekend too. Yeah, MSG, dude, I'm really excited for this card. It's I haven't been really watching like all the cards, like the whole cards, because it's been hunting season, so I've been hunting a lot, and then I'll like watch the main card. But I'm taking my whole Saturday. I'm sparring in the morning, and then I'm watching this whole fight, and I really like this matchup for Sean. He was obviously in my I think that he deserves a title shot, but we don't got to get into that. I think that my bad. I think he's the best welterweight in the world. I get to watch him train. I'm so grateful to be a small part of his, like his journey. I get to watch him train. I get to see the work he puts in, and I like this matchup a lot. He's fighting Morales, I believe he's undefeated. He's a nice prospect, but I think that when Brady like takes his O, and then I think he's gonna beat him in spectacular fashion. In dominant fashion. He's gonna beat him, and I think when he does, that he needs to either get a title shot, or I know the UFC wants to give Ian Gary that title shot, but they need to either give him a title shot or give him Ian Gary, give him a fight to get to the title. I think that Sean Brady right now is the best in the world.
yeah. Well, my also partially unbiased opinion. I think Sean Brady could have gotten a title shot after the Leon Edwards fight. I think certainly if he beats Michael Morales, especially on the same card as that main event, Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. Give me your thoughts on that main event too.
Dude, that fight, I'm excited for that fight. I don't know. I don't. That fight's gonna be crazy. I think that watching Jack versus Gilbert Burns. I was like, or even watching Jack versus what's that, the dude from Philly who
Basil Hafez.
watching him fight Basil or whatever his name is. I thought that I was like, dude, Jack sucks. Like because Brady was supposed to fight Jack, but Jack, I think Brady had to pull out. He got staffed really bad. Whatever the case, I was like, dude, Jack kind of sucks. And then I watched him fight Gilbert Burns, and I was like, yo, he kind of sucks. He got lucky knocking Gilbert out. And then you watch him fight Bilal, and you're like, damn, he looks really good against Bilal. Whatever he's doing in his camp, like I just watched the embedded with the scrappy, they're doing things right. But also, it's like Islam is really good, but also Islam's moving up, and Jack's big. So, dude, there's so many variables that can go into it. I think I see it going the distance, and I think I see it being a banger. That's what I say. I see like Islam taking him down. It really depends if Jack can defend his takedowns and scramble out. I think then it's going to be a long night for Islam. But Islam can also strike with, I feel like, anybody. His striking is very good.
Yeah, certainly a lot to break down that fight. And I gotta ask you, what's it like for you getting to train with Sean Brady? Like, what? Like, just tell me about the wrestling rounds that you get in with him.
So I actually don't. I actually personally have never
Okay.
trained with him, but um, yeah, I think my time will come to train with him, but he has so many. We're so deep in our team, dude. Like, also, it takes him a while to. Sean's not just somebody that's like you come to the gym and he's like gonna start talking to you. Like,
Mhm.
I it took a long time. Like, I put a lot of time in, and I remember when I first started, I was like, damn, like why doesn't he recognize me? But I'm only 3 years into it, and I've seen so many people come and go from our gym. So I can only imagine where he's probably 15, maybe I don't know how, probably maybe 20 years into it, and
Mhm.
he's seen so many people come and go. So it takes some time to like get that respect and for him to train with you. But I've seen him train, or I've trained with guys and like that I've scrapped with it and been like, damn, this guy's really good. And then I see them train with Brady, and I'm like seeing what they do to Brady. I'm just like, oh my god, there's genuinely levels to this.
Mhm.
Like, dude, there's levels to it, and just seeing him work is like
Yeah, well,
crazy.
certainly Sean Brady right now, I'd say, is the most touted fighter coming out of Philly. Certainly one fight away from getting that title shot. I was gonna ask,
100%.
has he put you in that signature guillotine that where he kind of wraps around the chin? I feel like only Sean Brady can pull off that move.
That he's so strong. Look at his. I mean, no, not to glaze him, bro. People are gonna watch this on my team, be like, "You were glazing Sean," but dude, like his build, like, bro, his back is crazy. I watch him like we'll spar hard as shit, and then I'll go home and like maybe like I'll hit like a little lift and like I'll deadlift like 350, like 400 pounds maybe, and I'm like, oh, dude, I feel like the man. And then I go to his Instagram, and he's deadlifting 550, and I'm like, what the like? Yeah, I don't know. He's a machine, bro. But no, I really want to see him fucking. I really think he's gonna beat Morales, and then, dude, if they don't give him the title shot, whoever he gets after that, I think he's gonna beat him. I just think he's so good right now that I think he'll win. He'll win whoever they give him, he'll beat him.
Yeah, well, certainly Sean Brady, massive fight this weekend, fights Michael Morales. And I'll also ask about Pat Sabatini as well. He's got a really fun fight on the prelims against Chepe Mariscal. Have you gotten to train rounds with Pat Sabatini, and how do you think that fight plays out?
Dude, Pat's so good. Like, well, I don't do much striking with him. I'm a lot bigger than him, but like grappling, dude, Pat's so good. Like, it does not matter how big you are. He's so flowy. Everyone says the same thing that he's one of the most like skilled jiu-jitsu guys that I go with, and he is. He's so good. He's so flowy. He can always attack from somewhere. It's just like rolling with him is it's if you know, you know. You don't know about Pat until you roll with him, then you're like, damn.
And I feel like for me at least, just as a fan, and I've not trained these fighters, and maybe there's some Philly bias on my end. I feel like Pat Sabatini is one of the more underrated guys in the UFC, if not in the featherweight division.
For sure, but he's like a very stoic individual. He's not like a big he doesn't have a big social media presence. He doesn't that doesn't concern him. You know what I mean? He's kind of just somebody who enjoys life. He loves to fish. He's just like but Pat is one of the nicest dudes I've ever met in my life. Like he will talk to you. You'll meet him, he'll talk to you like he treats everyone the exact same, and bro, he's just a super genuine dude. But yeah, and he's fighting Chepe, and they actually fought in the regional scene before they were in the UFC. Uh, I watched that fight. They fought in Chepe's hometown, and they gave Chepe a split decision. Could have gone. I think it could have gone either way, but I'm excited for the fight, man. I'm really excited for Pat. I want to see him win this fight, and then I think if he wins this fight, he'll be ranked, right? Or I don't. Is Chepe ranked?
Chepe's not ranked, but I think
Oh,
Pat
okay.
Sabatini, he's on a win streak. I think if he gets a win, it's not impossible. Or
He's
maybe he'll
right
get a
there.
ranked
Yeah,
opponent next.
he's right there. If even he's going to be at the top 15, then if not, he'll win this fight and then get a fight in the top 15 for sure, which would be great for him.
Yeah, and so you mentioned two guys at your gym, Sean Brady, Pat Sabatini fighting this weekend. Those gyms you train at, it's Marquez MMA, Web MMA. Talking about who are your main training partners there and just kind of the experience you get training.
I get really good experience training with these guys, bro. Like we actually had a talk at the gym today about like going with a UFC guy, but like to us, like it's cool. It's on the outside, it looks cool. Like people know that I'm like boys with like Joe Pfeiffer and all these like they're like, dude, that's so cool. But dude, they're just regular people that just that just work hard. You know what I mean? The title is we're all human beings. But back to your question, my main training partners, I do train a lot with Jose Soto. He's very good. He's 2-0 pro. He's like 2-0 pro MMA and 3-0 pro boxing. He's one of my main training partners. He's very good. He'll definitely be in the UFC soon. I train with this. I've been training with this amateur. This other amateur at our gym. He fought at middleweight. He just fought last weekend. Georgie Barlin. He's a Georgian dude. I've been getting good rounds with him in. It's good to have like he's the first guy that kind of came through to the gym that comes consistently. That's another amateur that's like my weight.
Mhm.
So like it's finally like damn, I don't gotta get thrown to the wolves always. I can scrap with someone who's like still an amateur, you know what I mean? So we got some good work in. There's a young kid named Aldo. He don't have any fights, but he's pretty high up in the jiu-jitsu scene. We scrap a lot. Bushido, you guys know Bushido probably. He fought for CFFC. Dude, there's a lot of people. Max Sergeyev, he just fought at CFFC. Nick Galanti, I've been training with him a lot. He fights for CFFC. Um, yeah, dude, I'm blessed to be where I'm at, to be able to train with all these guys. Jeremiah Wells, Andre Petrosky, just to be able to train with these guys and learn from them. And I'm so blessed.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'll shout out to the names you just mentioned, Joe Pfeiffer, Jeremiah Wells, both coming off wins in the UFC very recently. So
hmm
credit to them. But getting back to you and your fight, your take on Ulysses Moore, how did this fight with him come together, and what advantages do you think you have over him?
Um, So how did this fight come together? Pretty much, I was going to the gym and my head coach Jonathan Webb was like, "Yo, I got you a fight for December 6th." And I was like, "All right, perfect." I don't really like he knows that if he comes to me with a fight, I'm gonna say yes. So he kind of just the fighter in me. I'm gonna say yes, no matter no matter who it is. And he was like, I got you this fight, so I was like, perfect. And then it was actually like, against someone else, but they ended up not accepting. So then I ended up talking to Mike Bickens. He was like, I got you Ulysses Moore, and I was like, okay, sounds good. And that's no problem for me because I was actually scheduled to fight him, not like officially, but we were in talks to fight him maybe like I want to say a year ago, and I accepted him. So I've already watched a few amount of his fights. We've actually been friendly on social media. I think we follow each other. We've talked, and yeah, I'm excited to fight him. He's 5-2. He's fighting from Florida, fighting out of Florida, and advantages I have over him. I I think this is he say she say, but I think that I'm gonna bring the fight to him. I know he's gonna come ready to fight, but I think he's like a Muay Thai striker guy, and I'm you look at me, you think I'm a wrestler, boxer, but I think that I'll have no problem standing on the feet with him, taking the fight to him, pressuring him, and then also as well as grappling him if I need to or if I want to, whenever I want to. I think I can take the fight to the ground and finish the fight from there. But I also think I can finish the fight on the feet.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that he's from Florida. You obviously train in Philly. This fight's gonna be in King of Prussia, PA. What's it like having that home court advantage, if you will, for this one?
It feels good, man. It feels good to sell a lot of tickets to fights. So, I'm really appreciative of everyone that supports me. Just knowing that if I'm fighting within an hour of my area, that I'll have 100 plus people there, 150 plus people there. I'm really blessed to have this support system, um, through friends, sponsors, the community. People really show me love, and that feels great. It feels great when I walk out and. I hear a bunch of people cheering for me, and after I fight, people are like, "Damn, like you had a lot of people there, like they went crazy when you walked out." It just feels good to know that. And yeah, my last fight actually wasn't on home field. It was like 2.5 hours away in Delaware, and I still sold like maybe like 30 or 40 tickets, and it was cool to fight on like ground that is it's not familiar, but it's always fun to fight in front of people, all my boys that are coming out to watch me. It gives me a little bit extra motivation.
Yeah, and what's it like returning back to Art of War cage fighting? I feel like with Art of War, a lot of the fans there kind of get used to, in a way, a lot of amateurs who will take, 6 to 7 fights as an amateur, turn pro, all under that same banner. Obviously, the Bickings family runs it. What's it like going back to AOWCF?
It was good, dude. They've always treated me well. Mike's a good dude. Dad, they're good people. They treated me well, dude. I make them some money. I make some money myself. It's a good agreement. They like to have me on because they know I'm gonna come and be exciting, and then also sell a lot of tickets, make them some money, and yeah, it works out well. But yeah, it's cool. I like fighting for them. They got a good cage. It's a cool promotion. It's always like the people, even the people that aren't there for me after I fight, they'll talk to me, like, take pictures, whatever. And it's always cool to meet all those people, and those people just love to see fights go on.
Well, as an employee myself, I will shout out our War Cage Fighting. They've got their end of year event going on December 6th, and Cade Berardelli will be on the card. Cade, the last time that we talked is after not your last win, but your last win in Art of War. You talked to me about how you wanted to kind of travel more, take a lot of fights outside just Philly. You mentioned going to Delaware. Are there any other spots, maybe before you turn pro, after you turn pro, that you're like, I really want to fight here?
Mm, I think that maybe before I turn pro, it wouldn't be a bad idea to fight down south somewhere, like where it's pro rules, like Virginia. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Even like maybe Alabama. I talked to I'm close with Eric Anders. I actually went down to train with him and stay with him for a week about a year ago and help him get ready for his Chris Weidman fight. Yeah, it was his Chris Weidman fight. I helped him get ready for that. But yeah, it would be nice to go down there and fight just kind of going into an area that's unknown. Like Delaware was neutral ground for me, but it's not too far. But like if I had to, I think it would be good to get that experience to fly out somewhere, maybe train in a local gym, wherever, cut weight, and stay at a hotel, get that experience, not necessarily be known, probably sell like 5 tickets maybe. It'd be good to go there and have that like not home field advantage. Um, yeah, I think that would be good. But and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But if it happens, it happens. And then also, I'm obviously planning on when I do turn pro into my career there will be a point where, when I'm in the UFC that I'll be flying around to fight. I think it would be cool. Obviously, it'd be cool to fight in Vegas. That's kind of like where you fight, but also I think it'd be very cool to fight at MSG. MSG would be very cool. That's like the Madison Square Garden's like the venue to fight at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, UFC's return there this weekend. Are you getting to go to those fights or just watching from home?
Nah, bro. I'm not gonna go to them. I honestly like if I was gonna go, I would get it like a ticket. I'll be up in the nosebleeds. I'd be watching the TV anyway. I always say, dude, I'd rather just watch them in my house. Like unless I would want to go to them if they're like in New Jersey, like whether they're up at the Prudential Center or if they were in like Philly, like if they ever come to the Wells Fargo, I'd like to go there. But yeah, dude, I don't want to take a dude. If I had to go to New York for them fights, I'd have to go there all day. So the whole thing. I don't even like the city like that. So yeah, I'm good. I'll watch them at home with a few of my buddies.
Yeah, well, there you go. And I'll certainly back you on. Let's get the UFC back to Wells Fargo Center. Um, Kate, I know you're 6-1. I know you're in no rush to turn pro, but I do have to ask you, how soon do you think, in your mind, do you want to turn pro? And like, if you win, could you see it coming after this fight?
Um, dude, I don't even. I try not to think too far ahead. Sometimes when I think too far ahead, it can stress you out. Um, but dude, the one thing I will say is I have immense faith in my coaches. So whatever, and I've had these talks before, and I've had talks with people like you should just turn pro, you should turn pro, you should turn pro, this, that, and the other. I ended up getting injured, so that kind of put a wrench in things. And I don't know if I come out which I plan on doing, coming out and beating him in spectacular fashion, dominant fashion. Um, We'll see, dude. I don't like to look too far ahead because if I were to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm gonna turn pro after I win this fight, what happens if I go out there and lose this fight? You know what I mean? Then I don't want to. If you look too far ahead, I think that the universe, God, will humble you. So I don't want to look too far ahead. I want to stay humble.
Yeah, and I think that's super fair. I think a lot of guys on the amateur scene will rush to turn pro, especially when they're racking up a winning record as you have. So no rush. But Cade, kind of turning back to this fight a little bit, you mentioned getting to watch all the film and all that. Now, you and Ulysses Moore have a common opponent that's Joey Milano. He's the one loss on your record. Is there anything to make of that? And just kind of going on the Milano run, like he is in his own right had a really solid Amy career that's going on. Is that a fight that at some point in the future, whether it's amateur scene, once you guys turn pro, maybe in the UFC someday, is that a fight that you'd want to run back?
Joey Milano. So yeah, it's funny. We've actually been training a little bit together. He's been coming to the gym. So at first you're kind of like, like fuck this dude, like fuck him. But nah, he's a good dude. And yeah, we got into it when we fought, and yeah, he beat me. He humbled me. I was looking ahead. I was coming off a knockout. I thought I was him, and then I got humbled. Yeah, I mean, maybe, dude. I don't know. We do train a little bit together, and we're on the regional scene together. But we're like, it's kind of like we're close enough that when we both turn pro, we're gonna be fighting out, like we're gonna be outsourcing opponents. So it's kind of like we're almost on the same team. We're in the same area. But like, dude, in the UFC, sometimes you get matched up against somebody or like a contender series fight, and you just take the fight. You know what I mean? Even if you have trained with them before. So I'm not saying I wouldn't be opposed to ever fighting him again, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna win this fight and be like, Joey Milano, I want to fight you. You know what I mean? Nah, like we train together, and we're two of the better middleweight fighters in two of the better fighters, period, amateur fighters in the area, and I think it's better to train with him and get them rounds in as opposed to run it back. But if it happens, it happens. I'm not opposed to anything, but I'm also not pushing for anything.
Oh, certainly. And I can definitely back, you guys being two of the better middleweights in the area on the amateur scene right now. And also, I think it speaks a lot that after that loss, the way you've come back from it and just been continuing to rack up the wins because sometimes that first loss can get to a fighter.
Yeah, and dude, it can for sure. It got to me, but I was also like, I remember the next day or like a day after, I was like, so it feels like forever ago now. And it almost was probably 2 years ago. And I remember I was like sitting there, I was just like in a Wawa or something. I was like, dude, no one cares. No one knows you're a loser. Like life goes on, and that was just a big thing for me. It's kind of just like, dude, it's not that serious. Not everyone's gonna be 15, 16 and 0, undefeated. Everyone's got to lose eventually. It's rare to not lose, and I'm grateful for the loss. I don't even consider it a loss. I consider it a lesson, especially in amateur, dude. Amateur means nothing. That's why like I'm not in a rush to turn pro, because once I turn pro, that's when it means something. If you rack up some losses when you turn pro and you're in the early regional scene, that's not a great look. You got to be smart. You got to be smart. I don't want to be one of these guys that rushes it and then realizes that maybe I wasn't ready. So yeah, and also I think I want to, before I do turn pro, I want to get a few boxing fights in. I was supposed to have a boxing fight last September or last August or September, and it actually ended up falling through. It never happened. However, I would like to, get through this fight, not to look ahead, but maybe in the future you'll see like some boxing fights, maybe Golden Gloves tournament, something like that for me.
Yeah. Any thoughts of bare knuckle? And the
Uh,
reason I asked, they've gone to Philly a bunch.
yeah.
A lot of guys from the area.
I mean, I'm not a pro fighter yet, so
Valid.
I can't really be like, yeah, I would do that. But I don't know, dude. I don't know if I'd be opposed to it. I think money talks when you're a professional athlete. I also don't know if the UFC would look at my record and be like, this guy, or my typology, and be like, why is this guy fighting for, is he an MMA fighter or is he a bare knuckle boxer? You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I think experience is good, and who knows? I could be saying this shit, and then I could turn pro and fight bare knuckle. Who knows? I think it's brutal, and I think if the matchup made sense, then I'll do it. But it all depends, bro.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Okay, before I let you go, I gotta ask about that jersey behind you. Is that a hockey jersey? What team is that?
Oh, it's a football jersey.
Oh, got it.
It's a Vikings jersey. My dad actually he had a little stint in the NFL.
Oh,
He was a
wow.
professional football player. Yeah, yeah. He played for the Eagles. He spent like 2 years in the Eagles. He spent like a season with the Packers, maybe the Vikings. He probably spent like 4 years up in the NFL, and then he actually played overseas too. Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, so being a pro athlete's in the family, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to, carry on,
Yeah, there you go.
carry on the legacy.
Learn something new. Are you Eagles fan, Vikings fan, Packers fan?
I'm an Eagles fan. Yeah, I'm an
Uh,
Eagles fan. I'm not actually not a huge football guy, dude. I love playing football. Even when I was playing football, I never really like. I'm not somebody on a Sunday to sit and watch football all day. I'd rather just be hunting somewhere.
yeah. And Cade, my final question for you, December 6th. Cade Berardelli, Ulysses Moore. Cade, give me your official prediction for the fight.
Special prediction. Cade Berardelli TKO.
There you go. Well, guys, Cade Berardelli is back and he returns at Art of War Cagefighting 40, where he takes on Ulysses Moore. That fight takes place in King of Prussia, PA. You will not want to miss it. Cade, if there are any sponsors, socials, whoever you want to shout out, the platform is yours, my friend.
I got a lot of sponsors to think about off the top of my head, but follow me on Instagram, Cade Berardelli. And if you want to get tickets to the fight, hit me up. I got tickets on me. Let's pack out the place, and it'll be a good night. I appreciate you having me on, brother. And thanks to everybody. Thanks for the support. And December 6th, we're gonna be active. Let's go.
Awesome. Cade, thank you so much for taking the time. Guys,
Yes, sir.
Cade Berardelli, Ulysses Moore, December 6th, Art of War Cage Fight 40. Make sure to tune into this fight.
Yes, sir. Thanks, brother.